Hey guys, it's Purple Ferret here. I am recording this the day before the video goes up again because I was experiencing some art block where I wasn't sure what I wanted to draw because I have so many stories in my head that are floating around, and the characters I wanted to draw didn't have a whole lot of story to tell really because the stories are so underbaked. Even this one's a little underbaked, but it's like an older story that I really like, and I think the concept and the backstory of it will take up enough of the video, especially since this video is way shorter than my other ones. That was not intentional. I've just gotten faster at drawing again. And I also didn't do a background again because I knew if I did, I was never going to finish this video on time. I should probably start talking about the characters on screen so we actually get done talking about them, because there's actually kind of a lot and I don't know if it'll fit in the video. So this story is called the Mockingbird Project, which will make sense in a bit. So essentially, there was this family called the Copperfields. And the Copperfields, the mother and father of the family, had an arranged marriage. So they were always supposed to get married according to like their parents. And when their son Jason was born, a doctor that was not their doctor for the baby was all like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And they're like, "Is something wrong with the baby? And who are you?" And he was like, No, don't worry. By the way, I don't remember this doctor's name. It's been a while. I don't even know if I named him. But he's all like, "Don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with your baby. He's fine. But you know how you were an arranged couple?" They're like, "Yeah, how do you know that?" And he's all like, "Well, you were part of a social experiment, and you are not the social experiment. You're just the donation to the experiment." And they're like, "What?" And he's all like, "Basically, we need some DNA from your baby, and then that's it. We don't need anything else. And we will never contact you again. You will not be bothered by us again." And they're like, "This is sketchy." And he'll be all like, "Yeah, but literally the whole purpose of your arranged marriage was for this moment, and it won't affect you for the rest of your life, so just say yes." And so they say yes. Quick thing about the actual speed paint, I found art where I actually colored them in, and I found out that their eyes were brown, so I had to go change that. So sorry. I made them blue, but I was wrong. Please forgive me. Anyway, the reason that this weird doctor guy wanted their baby's DNA is actually because when they were born, their DNA was taken and they created clones of them. And this is based on how real world cloning works. So it's not just boom, magic. There's a whole human person and they're normal and all that. It's the way cloning works is the age of the subject being cloned matters, because they will age prematurely if it's taken from an older subject, which is why they wanted to take baby DNA. So they chose to clone the parents when they were children, and that's why they had an arranged marriage, was because it was all set up for an experiment. The one on the left is the original. His name is Jason Copperfield. And the one on the left is Jason Copiran. Yes, they have the same name. It's because it's an experiment, and genetically they are the same person, and they are like twins. But Jason Copiran is about 9 months younger than the other Jason, so they're not twins in that respect either. They are not the same age. And Jason Copiran's existence is essentially kind of like the Truman Show, where every aspect of his life is fake. He lives in a fake town. Everyone he knows is an actor. Technically, his parents are actors too, because they're trying to act like the original parents. Both of the Jasons' lives are being constantly observed without their knowledge. And the difference between them is really that Jason Copiran's life is being manipulated to be more like Jason Copperfield's. They are specifically trying to put him in scenarios that the original Jason was in to gauge how differently they'll react. The goal of the experiment is basically seeing how making two people who are essentially the same person live the same life can still end up completely different. They really just wanted to see how quickly changes emerged and if they would ever move back closer together in terms of similarity. You might be able to guess that, considering I'm drawing them together, that they do eventually meet, but it's a little complicated in terms of how and why they meet, because presumably they shouldn't be able to meet if Jason Copiran is locked in a whole fake town. So I need to work on the logistics of that. But essentially, they both run away because something in their life is changing very rapidly and they're upset about it. And it's different for both of them because I believe Jason Copperfield was going to have to move away, and Jason Copiran physically can't move to a new town because they have to make a whole new fake town with different actors, and that'd be difficult, especially with having to travel through towns that would be real. So it would take a lot of setup for them. So they're just like, nah, we're not doing that. And so they have to change what the crazy thing is. I'm honestly really interested in the story and I want to see where I go with it because I think it's a pretty interesting concept, and I actually redesigned the characters a little bit. Jason Copiran stayed basically the same. I mainly adjusted how long their hair was and changed Jason Copperfield's jacket. Before, it was kind of just a jacket that happened to have white sleeves and had no shape to it really, and I thought it'd be kind of cool if it was a Letterman jacket, so I changed it. I had to cheat and use a frame from the video as the before photo, so if it's a little grainier, I'm sorry. I definitely ran out of time talking about the story because the video wasn't quite long enough, but I got the main points down, so hopefully you're not disappointed with the lack of info. I'm probably going to draw the Jasons again just because I love these characters. That's why I came back to them. And I'll probably draw them in a more story-oriented pose and environment. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and the art, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!